Welcome everybody to MidCamp 2020. Thank you very much for being here and bearing with us through these incredibly challenging times in the world. We're going to get started. We've got a lot to say, and we've got a great team to say it. So I'm going to kick it over to Kimana.
Hello. So we're going to just talk about the code of conduct real quick. MidCamp is dedicated to a safe, inclusive, welcoming, and harassment-free conference experience for everyone. All attendees, speakers, trainers, sponsors, and volunteers at MidCamp are required to abide by the MidCamp Code of Conduct at the conference and at social or other events hosted or sponsored by MidCamp sponsors. This also extends to the digital spaces at MidCamp, so all Zoom rooms, Slack rooms, etc., etc. To see the full code of conduct, you can go to mid.camp/COC. To get support for an incident, if you experience something or witness something, please reach out to either myself or Matthew Needham. You can email the coc@midcamp.org, and there's a phone number as well. It's 574-514-4237, and that's United States phone number, so the country code would be like +1. But yeah, those are the code of conduct words, and we hope everyone has a safe and respectful conference.
Thank you, Kimana. Next, we are going to thank all of our wonderful sponsors. As you all know, we've had a challenging time the last couple weeks. All of these folks have stuck with us through everything that's going on, and we really, really appreciate their support. We couldn't have done this without them. Yeah, it's been great. So first, thanks to our core sponsors, Palantir.net, Bounteous, Pantheon, and Clarity. All of these folks have been amazing. Palantir has been with us since the beginning. Pantheon and Clarity are sponsoring captioning. So every session this today and tomorrow is captioned by a professional live captioner, which is going to be really super, and those will all be up on the slides. Bounteous has, I believe, given us many people to help with lots of things, and so they've been super too. Our supporting sponsors are Platform SH and Evolving Web. We appreciate them; they're great. And Acquia is supporting the Contribution Day. So Saturday there will be Contribution Day, and we'll have a lot more words on that shortly. Finally, our community sponsors, a whole lot of folks stepped up to be community sponsors this year, and we appreciate them. Breakthrough Technologies, Interactive Business Systems, ProMetSource, Canopy Studios, Lullabot, Porch.com, PMMI, Elevated Third, Four Kitchens, and Chromatic. So thanks to all of those folks. We also have a job board, mid.camp/jobs. You should head over there if you're looking. That's open to our sponsors, and we've got some good postings up there. Next up, I'm going to pass to Kevin.
Hello, everybody. So when we decided to go virtual, we decided we were going to refund all tickets, and a lot of folks chose to, or reached out to say, basically, please don't refund my ticket. We still want to support you. And so we kept individual sponsors open and available. So all these fine folks have just donated money to MidCamp, and we definitely appreciate it. This has been, throughout this whole ordeal, and I've said this on Twitter, I'm very vocal about how supportive the Drupal community is, especially for event organizers, which is immensely helpful when people are you know, when we're faced with these tough decisions on, is it the right call, is it the wrong call, how do we do? You can't please everybody. So this has been super, super uplifting. And then if we could go to the next slide, we also have an amazing organizing team. We definitely have, I think, one of the strongest teams this year than we've ever had. Because again, you know, we've pushed the limits of what we can do, converting an in-person camp to an all-digital one in 10 days. Has been an enormous undertaking and extremely gratifying. So thanks everybody. And thanks everybody for coming to join us.
Cool. All right. I'm going to say some words about our virtual camp as we are dealing with some website issues. So more words on that momentarily. Just a couple words on the current situation in the world. We all know what's going on, but just to reiterate, I think what folks have already figured out: be safe, help your community flatten the curve, stay inside, do all the things. Don't go out if you don't need to. Support your local small businesses and restaurants. A lot of folks are hurting right now. Calling people on the phone to make your carry out or delivery orders is the best way to support your local businesses. If you order through other third-party services, they're all going to take a cut at some point, even if they're doing good things right now. So use the phone, it'll help. Support your local food banks, charities if you're at all able. If you're here, you're probably you know, have a job still. Which I think we're all very privileged to be in this place. So yeah, be generous and just kind of be excellent to each other. Look out for everybody. Give air hugs or self hugs. Words on that. On Twitter, we're hashtag Midwest Camp hashtag MidCamp and at Midwest Camp. And we've got a Slack channel. As we're dealing with website issues, Slack is going to be the most reliable place to get information. So if you're not on Slack already, hit mid.camp/Slack, and that'll give you an auto invite. We will have links to all of the Zoom rooms posted in Slack very shortly. And so if you, and a schedule. So if you have website troubles, go to Slack and the general channel, we will have more information there. Yeah. So hopefully midcamp.org will
It's
be
up.
up.
The website
It's
is
up. It's good. Okay. Cool. So the website will be there, midcamp.org. It's got all of the latest details. And just some logistics for the Zoom rooms. So on the website, every session has a link that says go to a room. That'll open the virtual Zoom room for the session. The rooms are available to join throughout the day. They've been locked through this morning. So as I'm talking, we will be unlocking the sessions. And Aaron, we'll be unlocking the other session rooms, and you'll be able to go hit those up. This room is our hallway track. So we're going to leave this open to conversation. We'll be able to shuffle folks into breakout rooms and kind of manage that. That's still a work in progress, but you're welcome to hang out in this channel or in this Zoom room if you want to just hang out and talk. The code of conduct applies, as Kimana said, in all of our virtual spaces, so please don't be a troll. We're recording all the sessions and sharing them. This is obviously very different from our normal big red buttons, and it's going to be a work in progress. Yeah, so bear with us on that. We're going to do our best. Also in Slack, there is a channel per Zoom room. So each Slack channel is named like the Zoom room, so just meeting 312. You're welcome to join those and carry on any discussions that you have in the Zoom rooms. We only have 15 minutes between sessions, so we're going to be cycling people through those rooms pretty quickly. Also, just on Zoom room management, we've got a couple addendums to the speaker and host instructions that we shared in the last few days. I'm asking that speakers, hosts, and room monitors add just parentheses after the name to note that you're a speaker, a host, or a room monitor. So we'll have hosts and room monitors in each of the Zoom rooms. They'll be recording, they'll be assisting speakers, and they'll be there to deal with any issues that you might have. So if you have any problems, feel free to ping these folks in Zoom. Zoom is also having cloud recording issues over the last couple days, obviously due to incredibly high demand. We're asking speakers to record your session locally if you feel comfortable doing that. There are instructions on the speaker resources page on how to do that. There are a couple settings we're asking you to change. So please, if you are able, do that too. We're going to mute folks by default just to keep things manageable. There's a raise hand button in the participants list. So if you'd like to ask a question, raise your hand and the host or room monitor will get to you. Depending on the speaker, it may be immediately or it may be kind of at the end during Q&A time. And that's going to be up to each speaker. Again, if you're speaking, check out mid.camp/virtual-speaker-resources for more information and a couple updates since we did the trainings. Thanks. One more note from me, we'll have some surveys. So every session node is going to have a session rating form, just like every other year. You'll be able to go to the session pages and provide feedback to the speakers soon after the sessions finish. We'll also have a post-camp survey for feedback. That's a work in progress right now, but we will share the link widely by email, via Slack, and social media. We're doing this all for the first time, so we would really appreciate knowing what you like, what you didn't like, what we can keep, what we can stop. So thanks in advance for that. Next up, I'm going to pass it over to Andy to talk about accessibility. I think.
Right, I think I'm unmuted now. Everybody hear me okay now? Wonderful. For this event, we wanted to make it as inclusive and for all participants, because everybody should be able to experience all the great content and sessions that we have today. Do you mind going to the next slide? So each of the 5 Zoom meeting rooms that we have is captioned. So thanks to Clarity and Pantheon for covering a portion of the cost of that. But what that means in each of those 5 rooms, there's an actual person that is listening to the audio and providing captions. And how you can see that is in the bottom of your Zoom interface. You can self-select to click on it and choose to see the closed captioning. You also have the option to view the full transcripts. And to that point, after the event is done, we will get a full transcript of that session, and it'll be cleaned up by our captioning provider, which is ACS. They're in Chicago. And we'll be able to post those transcripts to the session page as well. And per the recordings, we'll be able to upload that as real transcripts for the YouTube. That's all I have, Avi. Thanks so much to our sponsors and offering this great way so everybody can experience our sessions.
Cool. Yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks, Andy. Next up, over to Amy June to talk about contribution.
Good morning. First of all, I want to thank everybody in the community who has kind of stepped up to the plate to help lead initiatives, because it's a little hard to do all the initiatives from one room. And very much like the sessions, what will happen is we'll all have our own little Zoom rooms to contribute and do things. But first, I want to talk about Contribution Day as a whole. So everyone's invited. No person is too novice to contribute to Drupal. We're going to be having a first-time contribution workshop in the morning from 10 to noon, and then followed by a mentored contribution. And there'll be a separate room for that. And it won't be recorded, so people can have the solace in knowing that their questions and answers are candid. And so our collaborations it will allow the freedom for people to feel like they can ask questions and not worry about other people hearing them. So some of the initiatives we have this year, and we have a good list this year because we have plenty of space now. We're working on the D9 Readiness Initiative. Please join in that and getting everyone's contributed modules up to date. We'll be working on Rector, which is a project that saves a lot of manual work by automating some of the tasks to get projects up to date. Irina Zaks from Stanford will be around to help work on the Feeds Migrate module, which will create a button for one-step updates from Drupal 7 to 8 or 9. We'll also be having people over to work on the new Alvaro theme, the front-end theme for Drupal. Help topics will also be a great task for novice beginners to work on, because there's really no code. It's mostly documentation. And if you can make an edit, if you can look for grammar and that kind of thing, this is a perfect first step into contributing to Drupal. And then we'll also be working on the live captioning initiative with Andy and Kamana. And I do want to clarify the web page right now. The web page has rooms linking to the different virtual contrib spaces, but those rooms right now are for sessions. And so those links are really for Saturday. So if you click on them today, you'll be entering the sessions that are going on today. So there is no true contribution happening today and tomorrow, but if you want to pop into the hallway track and check in with folks, you're welcome to do that and collaborate. When we're in those individual contrib rooms on Saturday, they will link to the appropriate Slack rooms too for continued collaboration. And I really want to thank Acquia for providing the space for us again, and then again, all those individual people who came and stepped up to the plate with helping lead those initiatives. So, and remember, everyone can give back to Drupal. So just ping me and I can help you get started with that. And those are my words.
Thank you, June. Next up, we are going to talk about socials, and Doug is going to do that.
Hi all, so this year we're trying something new for socials and going virtual. We'll see how this goes. We'll put up surveys after, so your feedback is very welcome and would be very much appreciated. So tonight at 6 p.m. we have a virtual game night. It is sponsored by Palantir.net, so thank you to Palantir for sponsoring. We will be using Discord for chat. It has both text channels as well as voice channels. I believe we have something like 12 voice channels, so we can split out there as needed. If you want more details, we'll be using Board Game Arena for games. And then if you want more details, you can go to mid.camp/game night. If you have any, if the site is still down tonight, let us know and we can provide direct links. And then tomorrow night, we are doing a virtual movie night. For this, we'll be using Netflix Party. Unfortunately, it requires using Chrome and installing a Chrome extension, as well as a Netflix subscription or trial. You can sign up for a 7-day trial. Unfortunately, it requires a card or some form of payment method, but Netflix is a little better than others, and it'll send you a reminder email 3 days before it actually charges. So you can watch that. And we would like to have you help us decide what movie we watch. And you can submit movie submissions until tomorrow at 12 p.m. There is a link on mid.camp/movie night. So
Cool.
hopefully everyone can join our virtual socials.
All right. Thanks very much, Doug. Those are going to be pretty fun. So some final words. MidCamp is put on is financially supported by the Midwest Open Source Alliance. MOSA is an organization that promotes the education, support, and development of Drupal in the open source community. So we're a nonprofit 501c3. We work with MidCamp, Twin Cities Drupal, and a few other events. If you want to work with us and need support for your Drupal event, come chat. Also, Drupal Association, we want to make sure that that folks know about the DA and are supporting them. In case you haven't heard, DrupalCon yesterday, it was announced that it's postponed with details TBD. But the Drupal Association does a lot of good work, and a lot of their support comes from DrupalCon. So again, in these times, it'd be great to support them as well. Yeah, so anybody can be a member of Drupal Association. People in organization are some of the most active contributors in all of Drupal, and you can connect with the whole community at drupal.org/join. You can do that. And again, if you are part of an organization and you're not already, please think about becoming a supporting partner, hosting partner, or technology partner. And all of those do a lot of work to pay for making Drupal possible. So go to drupal.org/supporters for that. With that, those are all of our words. A few final notes. We are working on website issues. If you have trouble, just try refreshing. The fine folks at Amazy.io host our website, and they are on top of this. So they're working really hard to figure that out right now. We also had some Slack join issues going on. If you still have trouble, I believe we tweeted a link on how to join the Slack. So check out Midwest Camp on Twitter for the Slack join. Yes, if you want to become a supporter of the Drupal Association, thanks, Rachel. Go to drupal.org/association/support. That is all for us. Sessions start in about just under 10 minutes. Again, the links to those sessions are on the website. They're also posted in Slack. And we hope you all have a great day today and tomorrow. Again, if you need any help, there's the code of conduct. You can also at organizers in Slack. You can tweet us. We are around, and we're gonna do everything we can to make this the best virtual camp that Drupal's ever had. So, thanks everybody.
Yay. Woohoo!